welcome back to episode 3 of Don't Forget to Rotate. I'm here, me, G Meeks. I've got a new Twitter this time, and the star
Took
of the
you long
show
enough.
is here as well, Dale.
I mean, when you put it like that, thank you. Nah, but good to be here. Good to be here and good to go. George finally got a new Twitter sorted, so you know he can actually get into this one and use this one, and he doesn't have 1,001 groupies following him for back when he was in a band.
It wasn't just the followers; it was who I was following as well. Because
Yeah.
you just used to follow a load of people and hope that they'd follow back, but
And then you just follow a ton of promotion companies and hope that they
Exactly,
notice
yeah.
you. Yeah.
just
Oh,
like
I know.
that.
I know.
So you get the gist of it.
Yeah. Well, at least you've got a new Twitter. But anyway, episode 3, we're back, finally. Safe to say, definitely safe to say, that major did not go down like any of our predictions would have. Nah. Like,
I don't even want to look at them. I might have got one game right, maybe.
I don't even know if I got any right, if I'm being honest with you, mate. I don't know. I can't even remember what I predicted, but oh man.
There was one game. I'm sure I got like a Thieves game right.
Maybe.
My mate is a Thieves fan, and I'm sure he told me he was going to be like 3-0, one and done, and I was like, nah, you ain't, you ain't, you're full of it. So
Maybe.
I remember then just gassing him up in our message afterwards. So I think I got one right.
Very possible. Very, very possible. We'll see though. We'll see. But yeah, so Major's done. We've had a bit of a break. We didn't do one last week, didn't have one last weekend because there wasn't any Call of Duty action. We're back this weekend with Stage 3 with the news that LAN is returning. Thank you. Now, it's not been confirmed. It's going to be every match, every event kind of thing, but they have said LAN will be back in one various way or another, whether it's just for the Major at the end or whether they do it like for one home weekend and then they make like I don't know how they're going to do it, but I just know I don't think it's going to be every weekend at the moment.
No, I think it'd be too logistically difficult.
During COVID anyway.
Weekend. Yeah.
During COVID.
I think it'll be like you say the championship at the end, definitely.
Yeah.
Probably, and maybe how many stages are there? Are there 6 stages?
What we're in stage 3 right now,
3.
and we're in month 4. I think there's got 5 stages.
Oh,
maybe?
okay, yeah, maybe by stage 5 we've got it. But if you think about it, you got a decent group of teams in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got, Royal Ravens. I think I read were out in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got some up in, you got Toronto in Toronto. So it's just a bit all over the place, isn't it? We don't even know what the situation is like. Can Toronto Ultra fly over easily enough? Can they drive over easily enough?
I mean, I know most teams are in Texas or around about Texas.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
But yeah, there is just those couple of outliers, which is the issue. But I don't know, man. I'm just excited for LAN to be back. Whether it's But the question that then brings as well is what teams are going to get a lot better on LAN and what teams are going to get worse.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
And there's a lot of players that are now pro players. They are pro players, but you know what I mean. That have never played on LAN at the top level. So this is where things are going to start to maybe become a little bit more interesting. We're going to see maybe who has what it takes on LAN as well, and who's just sitting at home behind a router. But that's Call of Duty. In the past year or so, we've had to deal with it online, but it's what it is. You can't complain. You know what I mean?
But you are right. It's good. It's good that it's coming back. I mean, could you imagine the accuracy 3v1 against Optic on LAN? It'd just be
on LAN. I don't think it would have. On LAN, I don't think it would have happened. But generally, yes. Your point stands completely. Like, how loud that venue would have been. Holy like,
It would have been unreal.
mad. It would have been a madness.
Am I right in saying that I said Rocker would beat Optic 3-2?
I
Perhaps.
think so.
Maybe.
I think
I'll
so.
watch back.
I
I'll
think
watch
so.
back later to confirm.
But I think that was because we both thought Optic was going to beat Ultra and get through that winners bracket. But
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
and again, congratulations to Ultra. They go on to win the event. So taking down FaZe, the second team to do it this year,
unreal, isn't
and
it?
what a way to do it in a grand final.
It's unreal. They didn't just beat FaZe. Like they outplayed them
Oh, yeah.
substantially. They were playing really, really well as a team. And I mean, Bance for one. Shout out Bance. He was playing really well. And Insight was just probably, you know, he has been the best rookie so far, hasn't he?
Queen X had some insane games as
Yeah,
well.
he did.
Queen X had some insane games. But yeah, no, it was a very, very interesting major. I really enjoyed watching it. What we need to do, though, mate, what we need to do, I don't know about any majors, but Champs Weekend, we all need to, we need to, you, me, Will, I say try and convince Kyle, but you know Kyle's not going to watch it.
Kyle will watch it.
I mean, Kyle might come along for drinks with the boys, but I don't think...
Yeah, he'll come.
Yeah. But
He'll come for a couple of
we need
minutes.
to get bunches, whether it's mine, yours, whatever, and just do a live watch along of Champs.
Yeah,
That would be
I'm
so
keen for
good
that.
to do.
That'd be good. Yeah.
Obviously, Champs is a way off. We're still only in April now.
Yeah.
Champs isn't till July, August.
Oh, is it? Okay.
July or August, one of the two.
Didn't know that.
So we're still a wee bit off. I would have said just do it for a major, but a major's not that special. I mean,
No.
it is and it isn't. But I don't know. I'll watch along. I'd love to do for Champs, but just for a weekend for a major or something like that, and get some drinks, chill with the boys, and watch it. But
I think that'd be good. Yeah, we can set it up now that things are getting a little bit more free.
I'm just thinking. Here's what we do: we get a projector, and we just project it onto the side of your house, and we just sit in the garden.
We actually could do that.
Mate, imagine we actually
How much can you buy a projector for nowadays?
Couple
I'm not
hundred.
talking.
Couple
Don't get me
hundred.
wrong. I'm not talking like a shit one like you used to use in school when they used to put a laminate sheet over the top, but an actual just a one where we can just hook up a nice because I used to have a smartphone. Someone bought me one for Christmas, like a smartphone projector that was meant to project a smartphone onto a wall, and it didn't really work at all. And so I mean, it was obviously a cheap sort of one that you can put together yourself with a magnifying glass, basically. But but no, that'd be cool. We should look into it.
that would actually be hilarious. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Soph would probably kill us. Be like, yeah, we're taking over the garden ball for Call of Duty. Okay.
the garden for college. My only concern with it would be if the sun's in too bright, then you wouldn't really see anything.
Can't be letting the neighbours watch as well. We need to then just put up a big tent around it, charge the neighbours to get in.
We might have to, fiver entry.
Yeah.
We'll have a VIP list
just,
as well.
just don't tell Activision though. Yeah, don't tell Activision, because we saw what happened with SBMM Warzone the minute they put a paid subscription in just to access Warzone stats. Activision's lawyers came along very quickly and were like, "You're making money? No. Give us money or you go away." So it's like, no, thank you. But, oh man, nah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
No, yeah, it's good to see the end of it all.
Good news as well. I don't know if you saw it yesterday. Standoff, the legendary Black Ops 2 map, is coming back for Season 3. I am so excited. Let's go.
Oh
man.
What's it replacing?
Honestly, mate, I reckon
Checkmate.
Checkmate S&D, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you have to remember, I'm not overly familiar with this map. I have played it, but I'm not overly familiar with it
I was going to say you
because
played it because I remember playing it way back in the day.
I think I'm sure we played it, but I'm not overly familiar with it, especially not
Yeah.
what it's like in this
Like in a comp
competitive
level.
format.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what modes is it good for?
Very good for Hardpoint, very good for S&D. Obviously, Black Ops 2 control wasn't a thing, so. But I think that map could be very good for control. I think if you put one, like, for those of you that know Standoff, you'll know what I'm talking about. Where when you come through the tractor side of the map, where there's a little cube, you go into the boxes that's next to the two-story building. That area you could use as a control point, and then the other one you could do like the space between the garage or the gas station and the factory, or you could do the courtyard, front grandma's. Like, there's a few places you could actually use as control points. So I think with a little bit of tweaking, a little bit of playing about, that could actually be a really good control. That would be a good map that's viable for all three modes.
Okay, I'm just refreshing myself on what map it is.
Yeah. You'll know it as soon as you see it.
One.
Yeah, you'll know it as soon as you see it.
One, mate.
Yeah.
I do know it.
But I don't know, for me,
yeah, right.
I quite like Checkmate Hardpoint. I'd keep Checkmate Hardpoint in there.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
The way Apocalypse is turning out to play, I don't enjoy watching or playing Apocalypse, really.
Teams don't play it often.
Yeah.
I think Rocker have vetoed it more often than... I don't think Rocker have played it once. Who else hasn't played? I'm sure I've seen a couple of teams that played it.
A couple of teams played Optic against it. I think the most anyone got was like 70, 80 points. So it's just like people insta veto it against Optic, so Optic never play it.
I mean, having played it myself maybe 5 times.
Yeah.
I quite enjoy it. It's a good map, I think, personally. The only hill that's really sort of like tough is that second hill. Like, I have a hard time breaking it. Yeah, Temple Hill. I have a hard time breaking that. I think if you got it locked down properly, it's a tough one to crack.
Oh no, it is definitely. But no, for me, Standoff, it would replace either. Like most people would say Checkmate Hardpoint, I'd say Apocalypse over Checkmate, but if you wanted to get rid of Checkmate, I wouldn't be that mad. Replace Checkmate S&D, and if you could work Standoff as a control game mode, replace Checkmate Control as well.
I think Checkmate Hardpoint is a good map. I think you are right. As much as I dislike Checkmate generally, Hardpoint plays out quite well. Like, its S&D's crap because you only can ever plant at B.
There's only one viable bomb site. You've got to get control of plane. You got
to get plane control.
Yeah.
I think its flaw is that plane control is so vital. If you've got a point on plane, it's like you're going to go for that point as opposed to A, because if you don't have plane control and you try and go A, you're gonna have a bad time.
I mean, this is the thing as well, though. It's like B bomb site in the plane actually punishes you. Like the defensive team get to it first. Fair enough, they're the defensive team, as they should. Like, attacking team have actually got to coordinate to get control of that, but it is possible. A bomb site, with how far back that sits in that street, you can literally watch it from anywhere in that spawn, and there's only one realistic way to get to it. I think even if you moved A bomb site not quite to where the hard point and the control point sits, but even
around the corner,
in that alley round the corner, that way you've actually got to commit to a street instead of sitting miles back. You know what I mean?
What do you think happens if you move the B bomb then? It's no longer, let's say it's no longer on plane.
But put it like under the wing or next to the wing.
Under the right wing, yeah. under the wing, or maybe against the side, outside of the wing. So again, you're sort of visible from wing. You're visible from back steps.
I think the bomb in the plane's fine where it is. To be honest with you, I just think that because of how poor that A site is, it kind of just compounds everything on B site. It's like everyone just plays around it.
Yeah.
But no, I think B's fine where it is, to be honest with you.
Okay, yeah, but I think I think you are right. If any map is going to go from the S&D pool now, it's Checkmate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when you think about it, what other maps have we got? We've got Raid, which is a fantastic S&D map. It's
Yeah,
been a
great
fantastic
map.
S&D map
Great
for
map.
as long as Express, another fantastic S&D map. Moscow, really good S&D map. What other maps are there? I'm completely blank here.
We've got well, we had Garrison, bad
Garrison's
S&D
gone.
map. Yeah, we
For now, for now,
Miami,
we'll say
Miami.
Checkmate in Miami. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think
yeah.
Miami's not a great map, if I'm honest.
I enjoy Miami for S&D. I'll be honest,
Don't get
I
me
enjoy
wrong,
it.
I enjoy playing it, but I think the beach is too wide. If you cut the beach in half, even maybe three, take 75% off of it, it becomes a little bit more viable. It's just too big.
I don't think so, because like the whole point of that, I think, is if you get rid of the beach lane, right, where it's just one path up that side of the map instead of having the full beach.
I'm not saying get rid of the beach. I'm saying because like you say, then it's just a tunnel, isn't it? And then you just line up the tunnel and you've got them. But I just think having where the boat is, nah, none of that. Get rid of all of that.
But then the issue is how does the offensive team push up? You know what I mean? With a boat there, the offensive team can get there, set up, and actually take the gunfight. Without that, there's absolutely no cover that side of the map. You know what I mean? It's,
Yeah, I suppose.
and at that point, you then need to go through mid map, where I mean it's so open as well. You know what I mean?
I think that's another point. Mid map is very open.
I mean, there's cover. There is cover there, but it's like how often do you see someone playing through mid map on offense?
It's true.
You know what I mean?
True.
But hey, that's what it is.
Yeah, so I think we've established that from a search perspective, it's going to be Checkmate's the one that's going if standoff comes in.
Yeah.
Hardpoint is another good question because, like you say, Checkmate hardpoint plays well. Can you see them taking Apocalypse out of rotation one stage after putting it in? I can't.
I don't know. It depends. It depends on the feedback the players give, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but at the same time,
if you're talking control, if standoff control is viable, if it could probably replace Checkmate again. I think
it would need to be Checkmate, yeah. Because I mean, Garrison control's okay, especially with the changes. Garrison control's alright.
Yeah.
Raid control perfectly fine.
Great map.
I think that's it. We've only got 3 control maps, don't we?
Yeah, no, so maybe they could just get away with adding one more control map, regardless of taking one out. But I do think Checkmate control is the weakest of the 3 as a competitive map, just because of how difficult that B bomb site, not bomb site, the B control area is to take.
I don't even think it's that so much. It's more, I don't know, I just think it's the worst of the 3. Personal opinion here.
But you're saying it's not bad?
It's not good, though, either. That's the issue. It's not bad, but it's not good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I get that. Okay, well, I mean, they're interesting changes. I look forward to seeing it. Are we saying that it's coming in from, Thursday's matches, basically? Or is it?
It's very. I doubt it. I think if Standoff is going to come in, it won't be till season 4.
Okay.
Because they've now started doing this thing where when they start the season, they play on that same patch. Throughout the full season, kind of thing, and they only update it at the end. So I think it won't be till stage 4 we see Standoff come in.
So now that they're playing on this new patch, do we think that the guns are going to change in the competitive circle?
Because they're now on the new Krieg meta. They're now on the new Krieg meta.
They're new on the new Krieg meta, but I'm thinking more from a SMG perspective. Because will you still see the AK-74U running around ragged?
AK will still be the dominant sub, but I think there are going to be a lot more Kriegs now. Because obviously we saw Flex players sometimes pull out a QBZ.
Yeah.
But I think with how good the Krieg is now, after the latest update it had, we're going to see a lot of Kriegs. I think it's
they
now.
buffed it again, didn't they?
I think it's going to suit Dashi a lot more now as well. We saw Dashi kind of struggling with the Krig at the start of this season with this meta. Obviously, he had a really bad week against you guys.
Yeah, you can say that again.
You're not joking. But I think this will suit Dashi a lot more. Formal's is going to keep doing formal things. Doesn't matter what you do. The Formal's is going to be formal. And it'll be interesting because we're now seeing it where the SMGs aren't going to be as good at range. So, you know, we might not see that ego chow for the sub players try to take on ARs cross map. Fingers crossed. But you never know. Yeah. I still get gunnied across map with a sub in league play sometimes. A couple of bullets and I'm like, how did he kill me there then?
Yeah, like, it's the LC10, mate. It's still...
No, I barely run into that in league play now, mate. I barely run into it.
Yeah, but you play at the high level.
Till I play with you, then I come in and drop 15 and 0 in an S&D and carries.
Yeah. We don't talk about S&D, mate.
Yeah. Mate, I need to sit yous down and school yous with an old video for Rambo. For anyone that's been in the community for a while, you will know the video I'm talking about when Rambo breaks down Raid S&D with a team after, I think it's a Frag Cup or something like that, but he explains the fundamentals of S&D so well. Like, it's such a good watch for anyone that's actually new and trying to learn.
You know what? Send it over. I'll have a watch. Raid S&D I'm not too bad on.
It's a half-hour, 40-minute video, I think.
It's Express that lives rent-free in my head, mate.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. The basics of this video applies to everything, so it doesn't matter what might be on.
It's true. Yeah, true. Yeah. Right, okay. I think since we're on the topic of Stage 3, we're going to break into my little section now, mate.
Oh, okay, on you go.
Ideally, I'd have a little jingle, but I didn't have time.
One of those ones you didn't have the time. Okay.
I don't have a name for it. So, essentially, the premise of this is I'm going to give you a statement on what something could happen. It's not necessarily something that I think will happen, but it's a statement that I think, you know, are fairly on the fence. And I want you to tell me if you think it's going to happen in Stage 3 or whether you think I'm just gassing it. Okay, so I've got 5 statements. I want your opinion. So, statement number 1. FaZe will lose 2 or more matches in Stage 3, not including the major.
I don't think that's cap. I think that's possible. When you look at the groups, that is very possible. An on-fire Optic can beat FaZe. New York, if they play well, they can beat... Like, that group is essentially like group of death, you know what I mean?
It's a tough group.
That is a very, very tough group. I think Optic have the capability to do it. New York have the capability to do it. I'm going to say that's not cap. I'm going to say that might happen. Give
me a percentage. Or better yet, give me a yes or no.
Yes, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Okay. Yep. Ooh. Okay. Cool. Okay. I'd like to think not. I might have set the bar too low with 2 losses. But you have to think in Stage 1 they went 0 losses. In Stage 2 they had 1 loss in the actual,
1 in the stage, 1 in the major.
1 in the major. And then you had, we're going into this, you could see another loss, maybe coming off the back of that Ultra defeat. You could see more than 1 now that teams have maybe figured out how to beat them on S&D. So yeah, you know what? This is the whole point of the game, mate. This is why it's such a tight line to walk. Anyway, statement number 2. Standy will have the best rookie KD for Stage 3.
False. I think it's going to be Insight.
Again?
Yep.
What about Hydra?
Hydra's not a rookie. He played in the CDL last year.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay. Interesting. Did not know that. Who else have we got coming in? There's one for Florida.
Havoc came back in Florida.
Oh, is he
established. He's established.
Okay. So you still... Okay, so I guess we're narrowing it down to Standy or Insight.
Yeah, or Venom or Pollux, but
I can't see it being Venom,
nah.
personally.
I think it's going to be Insight again.
I think it'll be tight, but I'm actually going to say I think it'll be Standy this time.
The only reason I say Insight over Standy is because they're Ultra are just coming off that win. They've got an easier group. Well, no, you're in that group as well, aren't
Rocker
you?
in that group, yeah. Rocker, Empire, Ultra, Gorillas, Mutineers. Don't know who the last one is.
No,
Paris?
Ellie is on
Paris.
our side. I think it's Paris for you.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I just think that group suits a lot better. Ultra beat pretty much everyone in that group.
They have actually.
So, I don't know, I just think Ultra coming off that hot Stage 2 major win, Insight is going to carry that momentum forward. And he's just going to get better and better. So I think Insight...
Do you think they are going to come in hot then?
Yes, 100%.
You don't think there's going to be
No.
Okay. Have you heard of the term Super Bowl hangover?
Yes.
So, I mean, I'm trying to apply it here, but because obviously FaZe didn't have any sort of issue after stage 1, but
Ultra aren't a team that's used to seeing success. Do you think that
that's my logic?
Yeah.
The raw talent on FaZe is what carried them. Do you think because Ultra had didn't get off to the best of starts in stage 1, and they sort of heated up towards the end of stage 2, and definitely got a momentum in the major. But do you think it could be a Super Bowl hangover style thing where they come in and they're a little bit not quite? Okay.
I don't think so. Bance has been playing long enough. Marky B, the coach, he's been playing long enough that they're going to... Those two especially will have their heads about them. They'll say to the younger guys, look, come on, I know we've done this, but stage 3, we've still got to work, get ready for champs. Like, there's enough old heads in that team that I don't think it's going to cause an issue.
Okay. Well, I have this as my statement number 5, but we kind of touched on it just. And that is... So let's call it statement number 3. Ultra won't finish in the top 2 of the group.
It's going to be tight. It's going to be very, very tight. I think top 3 in that group will be Ultra, Empire, and Rocker. But I couldn't tell you what way it's going to go. I really couldn't.
No, I couldn't either.
Especially, we saw how crazy that Group B got last year, or last stage. So that came down to like the final day. We had 3 teams in 3 and 2, and like 2 teams 2 and 3, 1 team 1 and 4, or something like that.
So give me a yes or no.
I think that... Oh, this is so difficult to pick, this one. This is so difficult to pick. I'm going to say yes. And here's the thing. I'm going to say it's Ultra and Rocker, top 2.
Okay.
I don't think Empire finished top 2.
Okay.
Ultra and Rocker.
You know what?
Let's go the boys in purple. Let's go the boys in purple.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. Statement number 4. See, I wrote this one before some more recent announcements, which might change it.
Okay.
But it was that 3 or more roster changes will happen during the stage.
I mean, technically that's already happened.
I mean, like during, like midway through. So, like we're talking like
after games have started. After games have started.
Yeah.
I mean, let's see. Realistically, who would it be?
This is the thing. I wrote this one down, and then I found out about some of the teams that have made a couple of changes, or are in process of making changes.
3 or more, you said, yeah?
3 or more.
Does this include just bringing their subs in, or is it like actual?
Yeah, as in benching someone from the starting 4. Or dropping them completely, bringing someone in off the subs, whatever.
Yes,
whatever.
I'm going to say yes. I think there will be 3.
3 or more.
I think there will be 3.
Okay. Care to wager on what teams you think?
I think New York, because they seem to be chopping and changing every 2 minutes. We're seeing people getting dropped for their academy team, put back onto their academy team, spots opening, spots closing. I think New York. I think Paris again. And I think London again.
Oh, well, London have just made another change, haven't they?
Yep. So I'm
Well,
saying New York, Paris, and London.
LAG supposedly are. Well, it's rumored, nothing's confirmed.
Yeah, they're
But Vivid
supposedly trying to sign.
Vivid are on supposedly being dropped.
Yeah, it's apparently for one of their academy players, as far as I'm
Yeah,
aware.
yeah.
But
Which I'm
I
not
don't know.
entirely sure is the right decision. But this was my line of thinking. I'm thinking like, how many teams haven't yet made changes
Yeah.
that maybe could make changes? And LAG was maybe on the top of that list. But again, it came down to who do you bench? I could maybe see a team like Paris, like you say, making another change if things don't work out. Because whilst Fire was inconsistent, he wasn't the only problem on that team.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And then, I think you can probably rule out, you can rule out Phase, Empire, Optic. You can rule those out because those are locked. They're pretty much on lock, aren't they? Like you say, Subliners maybe. The amount of changes that the Thieves made as well, you could easily see them doing another one.
Yeah.
That said, they did have a lot more success in the major than I wanted to give them credit for, because they went further than most probably had them.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I think I'm inclined to agree with you that 3 is a sensible amount to see.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And then
Final
this
statement.
one,
Let's see it.
that's probably the easiest one.
Okay.
But I've chucked it in because I think it may be a surprise, and that is that Ravens will finish with 2 or more group stage wins.
Yes. Yeah, they will. No, actually, considering that group.
Think about that group.
Oh, yeah, thinking about it.
Phase,
Subbies, Thieves, Optic,
Surge.
and Surge. That is a very difficult group.
Very tough group. And I think we can probably say that Ravens are the bottom of the pile on that one.
They're the bottom of every team right now, minus Paris, I'd say.
Yeah. But they have just made another change.
I don't think that'll benefit them too much, though. I really don't.
Okay. So 2 or more wins. So they've got to beat. You could.
For me, it would need to come at the head. It would need to come from Surge and LA. It would need to come from Surge and LA.
Or an underperforming New York.
Possible, but I don't know, with how bad they played at the majors and how pissed Clay was about it. I don't think that he's going to let them away with that. So
Fair.
Yeah. No, doesn't happen.
I agree. I wrote it down, but
I think, and I'm going to give you an exact one. I think that London, rather, finished stage 3, 0 wins. Not one.
No,
Either that or they're going to come out and they're going to go top of the group. One of the two. There won't be an in between.
No, I think I can agree with you there. Yeah, it's such a tough group. I remember when I saw the announcement, I was actually thankful that Rocker were in the other one.
See, that's the thing. I'm surprised. The thing that surprised me about that though was Ultra putting Optic over there before Dallas. But like, if you watch the show, Marky B kind of said it was because like we've not really had that matchup this year.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to see that Optic Phase matchup. So it was Optic are still a strong team. Everyone wants that matchup. Throw them over. But then again, does that kind of disrespect an Empire a little bit? It's like, look, okay, we know you guys are good, but we're still more worried about Optic.
I think Empire had a bit of a rough stage 2.
Yeah.
And so I think they are being underestimated a little because it's so weird, man. They like at first they sucked at Search and Destroy, but they were great at Hardpoint, and then they put more time into Search for obvious reasons, and then Rocker beat them on both Hardpoints. Rocker, who haven't been the best Hardpoint team, and so it's like if they find the balance, they can become a very strong. Well, and they've got the talent, so they can definitely prove people wrong if they get the balance right between being great at hardpoint or being great at search.
It seems a lot of teams are in that optic or kind of that form as well. They started off the game being fantastic at hardpoint. They were one of the best, if not the best, respawn team in the game. Just couldn't win an S&D to save their lives. Now it seems like S&D is the backbone of their gameplay, and they're scrambling in respawns. So, I don't know. Certainly going to be interesting, though.
Indeed. And that's the end of my section.
Fair enough, fair enough. Well,
And we'd have another jingle here. Started off a bit Super Mario. And you
know, we'll work on it. We'll work on it. It's fine.
And you went into countdown.
But instead of that, boom, you just hear the 50 cal shot for the Barrett in the game.
You got to piece that together now. Make it happen.
Oh man! Hey, you're the guy that done. You were the guy that done sound. I'm the video guy. You were the audio guy, mate, not me. But yeah, no, no, it was fun. It's certainly some tricky statements in there. Some that it's like straight away you want to say yes to, but then when you think about it, you're like, but really, as a no, that kept me on my toes. That definitely kept me on my toes.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah.
I did try and think of it as like a, what's going to be the tipping point for some of these, how
I rate it.
Like when a bookmaker does over under odds.
Yeah.
You pick the nice middle point where it could go either way.
Fair enough. I respect that. And yeah, no, definitely works for me. Now, here's the question I've got for you, right? I saw this. Let me try and find it again. I saw it in Reddit last night, and I was like, "Oh, this would be perfect to talk about." And I just completely forgot to save it, so I'll need to see if I can find it again. But
have a little look.
Where is it?
There's one other thing that I wanted to talk about.
On you go. Do that then.
Right. So while you're looking for this, as we discussed last week, well, I say last week on episode 2, we didn't really have much of a clue about COD Mobile. We talked about esports on it.
Yeah.
And so we both said, let's give it a download. Let's have a play around on it. I'll tell you what, mate, I kind of enjoy it.
Yeah.
I mean, the controls are just...
I mean, it's touchscreen controls on a phone, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
it's...
Yeah, exactly. It's never going to be mind-blowing gameplay, but you know what? I had a good bit of fun running around on that, playing the team death matches. But I have to say, like, either I'm cracked or I was coming up against bots. Because I was going, first team to 50 kills. And I'm sat there getting 35 to 40 of them a game, and I'm like, these are definitely bots, aren't they? Because then I tried a few S&D games on it, and I was coming up against actual people, and it was a little bit harder, let's say. So I definitely think I was in bot lobbies.
I mean, not going to sit here and put you down, but maybe.
There's no way of telling, is there really?
This is what it was. Yes. Remember how we spoke about franchising, whether it was good or bad last week?
Yes, we did, yes.
I saw a post, and now people in Europe have been going absolutely mental about this recently, but I saw a post on the COD Reddit comparing the CDL to this new European Super League. Don't get me started. I will sit here and I will rant all day about the Super League. Don't get me started in the Super League. Trust me, it's not a good idea. But I can see the comparison. Call of Duty. Okay, people are going to be like, well, why are you comparing a game to a traditional... It's like, doesn't matter.
Sport.
The premise of it is Call of Duty. The esports scene started out as people that just enjoyed playing it, that wanted to actually make it a better game, make it more competitive, more fun to play, and actually play against each other for something more than just playing pubs and getting the win. Football, same thing. It came from the passion. It came from people wanting to play. It came from just the heart the heart of people want to play, get friends together, have it. You go up the levels, right? So you get to where you're in modern day Call of Duty, modern day football as it stands. So Call of Duty, you've got MLG, you've got UNG, you've got CMG, you've got like PSX, you had like Totino's, like you had all these different events that were happening, different companies, different brands, different sponsors, that kind of thing. Anyone could do whatever they wanted to it. Anyone could go. Teams that no one had ever heard of before could make runs for the open bracket, this kind of thing, right? Football nowadays, you've got teams like Leicester that came out of nowhere to win the Prem, then went on to Champions League football. You've got teams like West Ham this season sitting in a great spot for Champions League football. Like, it was like how far you got and what you were rewarded with was based on the merit of what you had done to get there. The CDL in the new European Super League, it takes that away. It takes the competitiveness away. It takes it away for the fact of, oh, you bought in, you're guaranteed it. Don't worry about earning it. No, it's fine. You've paid us the money. That's you earned it. You've not actually went out and proved that you deserve it. Because it's like anything can happen. Like, you know what I mean? Look at the teams that are in this so-called Super League that have lost to teams that would never get anywhere near it the past couple of weeks. Same thing for Call of Duty. Think about the amount of pro Call of Duty teams we've seen turn up and get smacked by... Sure, it might have just been the one game or whatever, but the amount of teams we've seen turn up at events and get beat by amateurs. Like, it happens, and the teams that aren't in that, like, they should be rewarded for that. This is me kind of ranting on both here, by the way. This isn't one or the other.
You know what? You know what's interesting? So, like, I obviously was sort of trying to say that franchising. Previously, I was saying, you know, franchising for the CDL was a good thing. After seeing it in the context of our beloved football,
it's a little bit different now, isn't it?
Well, I mean, yeah, it doesn't feel quite the same. Like you say, it completely undermines competition.
Yep.
And I do see what you're saying now about why it could be a bad thing for Call of Duty as well. So, you know, I liked it because it created a bit more of an identity for it, which, you know, I still stand by that. But it is incredibly difficult for an up-and-coming team to then have the capital and the brand awareness you need to break into it. And I mean, so for example, the Super League is saying that 15 teams are basically have bought in to be founding clubs and therefore can never be removed from said Super League. And they have 5 spots. Correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is there are 5 open spots. So they want a 20-team league, 5 open spots for teams that perform well in their domestic leagues. That's the idea of it.
I believe so, yes.
So if Call of Duty was to be able to implement at a competitive level a similar instance where if you can compete well in challenges, there's a spot to get in.
See, this is the thing, though.
Is it less of a problem?
I think with Call of Duty, that 25 million... Don't get me wrong, I think 25 million was ridiculously stupid high.
Yeah, stupid
but
money.
don't get me wrong, for the first year of the CDL, if you want to make that like a franchise league or whatever, fair enough, I get that. But they should have just set it up as a system where that money guarantees you're in there the first year. Maybe 2 years. I'm not going to say, oh, you need to pay some amount of money. But after a certain amount, they've guaranteed their position. They've had the year, the 2 years, whatever, to try and find the success for that, find the financial revenue for that, to try and keep them working at that level. But if they're not, give another team a freaking chance.
Well,
you know
it's
what I mean?
true. You know, the whole point in paying that kind of money is it's a risk buy-in. It should be a risk buy-in anyway. You're taking on the risk because you think this team can perform. That's why you bought in.
Exactly.
That's what it should be. But like you say, it's the same with the European Super League. You know, money is pricing it out.
Yep, that's exactly it. And I mean,
I don't think
I'm not even going to get started on it again, mate. I'm just gonna.
I don't think it'll go ahead.
Oh, it better not.
I think there's too much
It better
outrage.
not. It better
There's
not.
too much backlash. There's no way it goes ahead.
This is the thing, though. I genuinely hope if it does go ahead, UEFA and all the various FAs and FIFA stick to what they're saying about the bans for international football, bans for the World Cup, bans for the Champions League, like points deducted in your domestic competitions.
Because imagine going to watch a World Cup. Well, imagine watching a World Cup game and you don't see the big names that you want to see. I mean, you're right. You are right. There needs to be a consequence, but
I personally, I'd rather that for the sake of football overall.
The players don't want it. You know, several players have already said.
Then that's up to the players to stand up to the clubs or or go on strike or do something. The players have got. If players don't do anything about it, then that's just sheer unwillingness. I'm sorry, but the Super League as a they try and say, oh, it's all about saving football. We want the best games on week in, week out from the top clubs. I'm sorry. Fucking Arsenal are a top club in football right now. Okay, mate. Okay.
Arsenal snuck their way into that.
Mate, don't get it. It's a gentleman's club. You paid them money to make more money. That's all it is. It's the rich getting richer and making it even harder. So, yes, I agree that either they shouldn't be allowed to compete in domestic competitions or they should be heavily penalised. Because they're going to be making an extra, God knows how many couple of hundreds of million extra a season from this European Super League that other clubs don't even have the chance to get access to because it's a buy-in.
Dale, I'm going to cut you off there, mate, because, I mean, you're absolutely right, but you said not to get into it, and I am regretting it already.
You got me heated, bro. You got me heated, okay? You got me fucking heated about it.
We'll be here till midnight if you keep going.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Right, okay. Before I get any more in depth in this, we're going to move on and we're going to go to your pick'ems.
Yes.
We're going to go to your pick'ems, right? Okay. Now, you will notice there's
special.
There's no groups or anything like this over here because as we're recording this, the next stage hasn't started yet, so there are no standings. So we've got absolutely nothing to put there right now. So it's just a big blank empty space. I don't know. Might find a photo of George, on holiday in his Speedos or something, put it up there for the embarrassment. I don't know.
I'll take a pic if you want one.
No, I'm good, mate. I'm good. But right, okay, so we'll go over mine first today because last time we done yours. Okay, so Thursday, I think it's pretty easy games. Paris, we've spoken about this plenty. They're not exactly a hot team right now. They've not been a hot team all season. And it's Dallas. Current world champions, still one of the strongest teams in the league. 3-0. Ultra, Mutineers not looking that great either. Ultra, fresh off a win. They're going to be buzzing. It's their first game back. 3-1 Ultra. I think Mutineers might take an S&D off them. But other than that, I don't know. Friday, LA Thieves Surge. No, this is mine right now, mate. This is mine.
Snap.
Friday, LA Thieves Surge. Thieves still in that honeymoon period. Surge, they're looking better. But I think Thieves have got more time under their belt. They'll be more structured. I can see it going last map though, but Thieves win 3-2. And then Ravens, new roster again, honeymoon period, but they are coming up against Optic Gaming. I think that honeymoon period might get them a map at a push, but Optic, I've got 3-1 on that, so we'll see how that goes. And Saturday, we've got Paris Gorillas. This is one of those ones where Gorillas, they're slowly on the mend. They were the first team to beat FaZe. Paris, not to keep beating in the same drum, but they're not looking that good right now. Although they do have that new roster, so you never know. Temp could be what they need. However, I don't think it'll be enough for a team that is as structured as Gorillas that are improving week to week. I think Gorillas take that 3-1. Rocker, Mutineers, purely for the boy George here, I had to back the Rocker. 3-1 against Mutineers. And then Optic Surge. Surge
What do you think
again.
they're beating them on? Sorry, we'll dive. Let's go back.
What do you think
they're beating?
Mutineers are winning?
Yeah.
S&D.
Okay.
Surge's S&D, Rocker's S&D has been very hit or miss, as you said. They've not been the best at it recently, as evidenced by somehow winning 2 hard points against Dallas. But we're not even going to try and work that out, how that happened. But Rocker, their S&D, looks like it might just starting to have wee chinks in the armour. It might just start to have wee chinks in the armour, so I reckon Mutineers take the S&D. And then Optic Seattle, I think that's going to be a 3-1 Optic. Thieves Ravens, Thieves still aren't the best of teams right now. Ravens, that new lineup as well. I think it's going to go last map again. But Thieves, same as against Surge, just edging it out. So 3-2 Thieves. FaZe New York, another new roster. Honeymoon period might help. New York in top form. They're capable of beating FaZe, but they're just not on it right now. So I'm saying 3-1 FaZe. And then Ultra versus Dallas. Ultra coming hot off that tournament when they've beat Dallas. They beat FaZe. They're doing what they need to do. They're mopping up. And I say Ultra 3-2. So that is it for the weekend for me. So just
I don't think they're bad. I don't think they're bad at all, mate.
Yeah, not bad. But now we'll switch over to Georgie's and we'll let you go through yours, mate.
Our Thursdays are exactly the same, I believe. I went Dallas 3-0, Ultra 3-1, and I think you're probably right about the way that goes. I think Mutineers take, a map.
Yep.
As a result of the roster change. I've then gone Surge to beat Thieves. I think Surge are improving, and I can't see a reason why they won't continue to improve.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Especially because they've had a stable roster. Optic Ravens is 3-0 Optic to me. I think no matter what Ravens do at the moment.
I just don't have enough faith in Optic now with how shaky they've been to get a clean sweep. Don't get me wrong. I would love for Optic to come out and prove me wrong on that, but,
I can see that one happening. Again, particularly against Ravens. Bad at S&D. I think they're actually the worst in the league at S&D. Ravens are. And I think Optic are probably going to beat them on control across the map board, and hard point. They're no slouch either. I've got to go Rocker 3-0 against the Mutineers.
I mean, you missed out Gorillas Paris there, mate, but
Oh yes, my bad. I've actually gone the opposite from what you said. I've gone 3-2 Paris. We don't know who's coming in for the Gorillas at the moment.
If it's happening, it's just rumours, but...
Yeah, and I think Vivid is a good player, so, I think that might have a bit of backlash, could affect a few egos, and I think Temp is what Paris needed, so I'm happy to say 3-2 Paris on that one.
Fair enough.
Yep. Optic, Surge, I've gone Optic just to edge it out at 3-2. Again, Surge are a good team, but I've got, what, I thought that made you happy, Dale. Thieves, Ravens, I've gone 3-1 Thieves. Again, I think Thieves were playing well.
I've just seen your next results.
Oh yeah, this is the big
one.
Oh
no, mate. I've just seen your next result.
Yeah. So we'll move on from that, and this is my G Meeks certified upset of the week, and this is Subliners to beat FaZe 3-2.
Ooh, it's getting spicy.
They're gonna have a bit of a honeymoon phase, like you say. Clay was not happy about their performances, and FaZe are coming off of that loss to Ultra. If you're gonna beat them, might as well beat them now.
I mean, true.
And then my next pick is also maybe arguably a bit of an upset, and that's just Empire to beat Ultra. That's 3-2.
That game could go either way, though.
Yeah, it could go either way. It's going to come down map 5, probably round 11, wouldn't shock me. And I just think Dallas are going to go back to what we sort of saw in stage 1, fairly no nonsense, and they're just going to start slapping people.
Maybe.
That's my... Yeah.
I don't know, I rate it. So Thursday we've got the exact same. Friday there's a chance for either one of us to go ahead on points in the pick'ems, because that LA Surge series, we've got different. So that'll be the swing series in the Friday to see who goes ahead on points. Same again on Saturday with the Paris Gorillas. And mate, somehow, if you pull off that subliners phase, I can't even complain. Like Dallas Ultra, I wouldn't be surprised about. Dallas are still a really good team.
Should we have a wager, mate?
But oh my god, go for it. What are we doing?
Pack of beers, 4-pack of beers.
On who gets the? Okay. Are we just talking about if FaZe win, you're buying me? If New York win, I'm buying you.
Yeah,
Or is it we have got to get the correct score predictions?
Oh, let's say we got to get. Oh, I don't know. I'm not that confident. Let's just
Next
say.
thing you know, subliners come out in 3-0 phase. We'll just be like, what?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I back the subbies. Let's go. If FaZe
Just straight up, team versus team.
Yeah, team versus team.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll back myself.
Oh, you know what? A virtual shake on it. You know, okay.
Right. And then, yeah, like you say, Empire Ultras just could go either way.
Yeah, it could go either way. So our pick'ems are going to be very interesting this week for like total points in our leaderboard. This is going to be interesting.
I'm not doing too good at the moment. So
I mean, you're down in third now, I think.
Yeah. Will's winning it.
Yeah, he is. But then again, he's only winning it because I think he's done most of the pick'ems right now.
He probably has. I only did the last week of stage 2, so
yeah,
I done did the major as well potentially.
That's the thing. No, he's only ahead of me because of his stage 1 pick'em. Like he done one pick'em in stage 1.
Well, there you go. Then that's the answer.
I think in terms of stage 2 alone, I actually finished ahead of Will. Just looking at it now. Yeah, because he got 6 points at the opening weekend. So for just stage 2 alone, if you took 6 points off Will, so that would be him down on what, 18?
Yes, I think. Maybe 17.
What's he on the now? Is he in 20?
I think he's on
17. Yeah, he's in 23. So I'd be ahead by 3 points, and you'd be behind him by 3 points. So that could get very, very interesting.
It could.
And then you've got Adam who's just sitting there in 4 points. Bless him. He's trying. The man's trying. The man's trying.
Participation points.
Yeah.
Right then, mate. We shall wait and see, and I imagine we'll try and do it this weekly now. So
yeah. Now that the season's back,
reviewing our results.
Yeah, definitely.
Right then, mate.
Anyway, guys, that is going to be it for the show. George introed it, so it's only fair outro. Even though it should have been this way last time, because George could take the pressure. He bottled it.
Can you find your
I will find it for next time. Don't worry, I promise you. I will find it for next time. But guys, don't forget at the end of this, the CDL will be going live with that first match of the weekend, which is Empire and Paris, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Empire Paris. That match will be going live soon, so make sure to click the CDL link in the top line of the description if you are watching on YouTube, and if you're not watching on YouTube and you're listening somewhere else, right as this has come out, then it will be going live on YouTube. Just go on YouTube, search up Call of Duty League, and you'll be able to find it. But enough promo of the Call of Duty League, of the game we all love. It's time to end the video, end the podcast. Just end it. It's over. It's over, man. We're going home. I mean, COVID, we're already home. We can't really go anywhere. But, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Links will be down in the description below if you are watching on YouTube. Make sure to follow them. Keep up with us on social media. And we will be back with episode 4 next time. But as always, this is your reminder. Don't forget to rotate.